All right, that song is over. I forgot to play the theme song, something I've forgotten to do for the first time. Welcome to Blabbermouth. I'm Red Scott.
And I'm Phil Griffiths. Thank you for watching Blabbermouth, where comics play games, talk shit, and go home with absolutely no prizes.
None.
We're back. We missed Friday. We were supposed to have poker. We promised you all week we were doing poker, and then we didn't do poker.
Yeah, no, Phil felt really bad about it. I was like, we can't even get comics to gamble. That seems like the easiest sell of all time. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to get people to watch comics gamble. Yeah, no, Bubba, I'm sorry. If we let you down, I apologize. We tried to let people know in the Discord. We did what we could. But also we had to prepare for today, which is Phil's 149th birthday.
It is.
Happy birthday, Phil.
Coming up. Thanks. Yeah.
Didn't think you'd make it, but you absolutely did.
Yeah, nobody does. Very few make it to 150.
Yeah, what was it like being born in 1872?
Well, it was... I don't know why I just thought it was cold. I assume it's cold in 1842.
Yeah, well, the earlier you go back in time, the colder it gets. That has always been the case.
They're really cold. 150 years ago. Oh, Bubba Master said he's going to start a GoFundMe for your green screen. That'll be great.
Listen, I don't have anywhere to hang it from yet, but yes, we need to make that happen. Let me see if I can, if I remove, go up here. I think we can fix this. We can make this a lot better right now. If I just take this over here and I just narrow this down so that there's just less of me. It's like a green screen. If I just have only my head floating here, that doesn't seem to be helping. But there you go. It's just like a green screen. It's perfect. I don't see any problem with this. I think we fixed it.
I think next week I'll just take a picture of what's going on behind you, and then we'll make that the background behind the desk.
All right, Phil, do you have any more small print before we start the game?
No, I'll just say hi to my mom. She's in the chat. Hey, Mom.
Hey, what's up, Wethead? Thanks for joining us. More importantly, we have a great lineup of comics. Let's introduce our contestants.
Yep, our first comic was the first comic to ever talk to me once I started doing comedy. He is one of my favorites around the Bay Area, and just a good comic all around. Please welcome Sean McKenzie.
Hey.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Do you remember talking to me that night?
That was all very lovely. I'm touched.
Do you remember talking to me that night, that first night?
No, I totally do not.
It was at Frascati's Cafe, I think in San Jose. That's where it was. It was the first time I sat in the back and you guys actually started talking to me, and I felt like a big boy. It was great.
And then we all performed for disinterested San Jose State students that were trying to do their homework.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody at San Jose State's done homework.
How dare you?
Sean, my question for you tonight is, are you ready to re-enter society?
I'm fully vaccinated. My agoraphobia is stronger than ever. Let's do this. Let's howl amongst some strangers. I'm ready.
Right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, next up,
having me, guys.
Next up, she's been on the Two Dope Queens and White Cynic's Night Train. She does not host a crossword puzzle podcast called Hot Cross Puns. A noted member of the Stand Up Project. Welcome, Natasha Muse.
Hey, what's up? I'm hoping, Phil, do you think, can I be the last comic to ever talk to you? Could that be something that
I mean, Natasha, that's always within your grasp.
You never know. Just keep chatting. I'm excited to be here. You look so cramped, Red. Are you okay in that little square?
I'm fine. I'm just trying to make it look like I'm naturally in this background. Like I have a green screen. Not
some
like
ugly buildings going up in San Francisco. I did not mean it that way. I meant it. I meant it like as if that thing behind you was a building.
Yep, nope, but I'm in New York, so you were talking about Phil, and I accept. All right, so Natasha.
What? Oh, I see. It's in New York, and all right, nice. I like that backdrop.
Yeah,
congratulations, guys.
It's great. Thanks. I worked hard on it. All right, Natasha, if you were to host a baking show, what would you call it?
I would host a baking show?
Yes.
What would I call it?
Correct.
Let them try to eat cake. I don't know.
What would be difficult about eating cake that would necessitate trying?
Well, it's funny because we were actually going to call it Nailed It because we would actually have nails inside of all the cakes. So now it's let them try to eat a cake, but there's still nails in it. So watch out.
All right, everybody, watch out.
Hopefully, and not the pointy end.
Watch out when Natasha bakes. All right, thank you for joining us, Natasha.
Thanks so much.
Nice. Like Bubba Master said, yeast confection. That's a good one. Someone said
yeast confection. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Our next comic is a favorite all over the place, including Blabbermouth. You may have seen her on Conan O'Brien Show or listening to Tony Zavala on her hit podcast, Hesby Street. Please welcome Emily Catalano.
Yay.
Hey.
It's me.
What's up, Em? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Good to be here.
You're in a full sound studio now, huh?
I made it seem that way. Yep.
Nice. I like it. You're stepping up the Hesby Street sound, I guess. That's where it would be. Yeah. Okay, I'll move on. So, Emily, on your podcast, Hesby Street, how much does Tony pay to be on it?
He hasn't been on it in like a year, but he pays. He bought us a barbecue.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
For our house, and he cooks us dinner all the time.
Nice. That's good. That's fair trade, I guess.
Yeah.
Torio probably even wants more, I assume.
If anybody
Torio wants everything all the time.
If anybody in the audience wants to cook for us to not be on this show, hit us up. We'll see what we can do.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Em.
Finally, a comic who was up for the part of Jacob Black in Twilight, but was passed over for being too wolf-like and not believably human. Give it up for the alpha of the Yuli pack, Joe Gorman.
What's up, everyone? East Coast represent, man. Red and I staying up late on a fucking school night, playing Blabbermouth.
Doing
just sleepy. We had to wipe the sleep out of our eyes to get here tonight. Yikes.
Doing just as much studying as San Jose State students.
Yeah, those slackers. Yeah, I'm sure they're making huge breakthroughs in technology. Yeah, so you have to get drunk at home and you can't get drunk on campus.
All right, I know you're a huge fan, Joseph. How would you rate and rank the Twilight movies?
Okay, first off, the one New Dawn. I know that one's a new one. That's the last one. Okay, and then there's like Twilight Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I guess. So okay, let's say we got the last one.
Mm-hmm.
We got number 3, and then there's part 1. The first one's the best. Third is the worst. And I don't know. Overall, you know what? I'm not allowed to watch that. I'm not allowed to watch those movie series. I'm not allowed to read the books because the author, Stephanie Meyer, she is from Mormon. So we're not allowed to get into that kind of shit.
Okay.
Did you know that? I actually knew that.
Yeah. No,
that's a real thing.
I did not know that.
You think I'm an idiot, Red, but look at me. I know an author's religious background. Who's dumb now?
The Latter-day Saints have stopped Joe Gorman from being able to read Twilight.
Yeah, man. I never liked those commercials. Do you think I'm going to get in trouble with the Latter-day Saints now? Do you think the Jehovah's Witnesses are going to come after me?
Yeah, I mean, so one thing the Latter-day Saints do is they take everybody's name who's not Mormon and they baptize your name so you don't go to Mormon hell, but they might be leaving you aside now, so...
Pass, dude. I want to go to Mormon hell. If the definition of Mormon hell is what Mormons don't think is cool, send me to Mormon hell.
All right. Thank you so much for being on the show, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, that's enough blabbering. It is time for some mouth.
Yep, our main game here is Punched Up, where we comics write punchlines to joke setups provided by us. Before we can play that game, we need to give our comics some time to write those punchlines. So we'll play a warm-up game with 2 of the comics while the other 2 comics go into the Blabbermouth bubble to write their punchlines. So Emily and Sean, we're going to put you 2 in the bubble first to write your punchlines from the setups that have been provided to you by our new head writer, Elon Musk, who's trying to get some reps in before hosting Saturday Night Live. So it's Sean and Emily. Sean, here's your setups. Number 1, I call my bedroom the tornado because, ellipses. Number 2, junior high school for me was like parallel parking, ellipses. Number 3, an elderly couple used military Morse code to escape a Tennessee assisted living facility. which explains why, ellipses. And finally, Colombian farmers broke a Guinness record with a 9.36 pound mango. That still doesn't explain ellipses. So, Sean, we were on break for a while. You haven't been in the Blabbermouth bubble for a while. How excited are you for this?
I'm ecstatic. I really like mangoes, so I feel like I'm ready to roll.
All right, that's all we can ask for.
Emily, you will be writing punchlines for these following setups. 1, my doctor said I have a bad case of gun control because ellipses. 2, I like my roommates like I like my nachos. Ellipses. 3, a man was arrested at Kid Rock's bar for removing his colostomy bag and swinging it around. It's all a misunderstanding. Ellipses. And number 4, trillions of cicadas are about to emerge after 17 years underground. If everything goes well, ellipses. How do you feel about those setups, Emily?
I heard a lot of ellipses.
Well, that is because I said them at the end of the setups. Into the bubble, you guys go. You guys have 5 minutes to write your punchlines to those brilliant setups provided by Elon Musk, who does think he's funny. That is one true thing about Elon Musk. As we play Wrong Answers Only, I'm going to provide Natasha and Joe with images from the internet, and they will provide wrong answers only. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Natasha, who is this superhero?
That is that is the masked passenger.
What give me a little more info. Like what are they known? What are their powers first off? And how'd they come about?
When you're driving alone late at night, he just pops in and surprises you. And he sees people that are driving by themselves and he gives you company. You ever been driving by yourself and you're kind of like, I'm kind of lonely. The masked passenger suddenly materializes inside of your car. And if you don't have a heart attack, you'll have a new friend.
Hopefully he's a decent conversationalist.
He's not, actually. That's the
might be a supervillain.
And as soon as he gets in the car, he takes off the mask and it's like kind of stinky, to be honest. But
and I'm sure his face is very shiny at that point.
It is.
All right, Joe.
Yes.
Who is this boxer and what is his nickname?
Oh my gosh. Well, this is like single-handedly the one lawyer on the Epstein defense team that has a probable cause right now. So he's in the gym working out to make sure his court cases are airtight right now. So he's kind of working the upper body a little bit. I like it. There's a sense of enthusiasm. He knows he's on the winning team in his mind. So he feels like he thinks he's like an Aryan Mike Tyson right now as he goes into that. And then he's going to just tighten up his tie a little bit. This isn't anyone's actual father, is it? This is actually like because like I would hate like he's like in the chat right now being like, "Oh my God, I was just trying to show my son how to throw a right hook." But no, I'm ripping into this dude, man. He looks like he would defend Epstein and his lawyer, man.
Well,
he's dead. Epstein's dead. It's Ghislaine Maxwell. So this is now Ghislaine Maxwell's defense attorney, just kind of working on his game. He's like, my defense is impregnable. My power is unrelenting. He's just like doing all of this stuff. Oh my gosh, how scary is that?
Well,
again, I know things. I made a Mike Tyson reference. I quoted very indirectly because it was based on a YouTube video I saw. But
it's rare that somebody recaps their own joke before they're at the end of it.
Isn't it crazy, Red? Like you have like book smarts, I have street smarts, and yet we are the best of friends. Isn't it crazy? We're from we could not be from two more opposite sides of the track, and yet here we are.
All right, Natasha.
Oh yikes.
What album is this the cover for?
It was the original album for Grandma Got Run Over Dressed as a Reindeer. That's the original title of the song.
So is that, wow, I really did not know what reindeers look like.
Yeah, no, at first I thought that was, my kids did a reproduction of that song for Christmas. At the end of 2020, and I thought that was a still from that production of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
What was their rendition called?
Grandma looks like a little kid dressed up as a hobo and not like a reindeer, really, once you get a good look at
her. Truly wordsmith.
Cumbersome title. It's a good thing we did it for Christmas 2020 when nobody was in the audience anyways. So,
Joe, who is this woman and what is this man saying to her?
That is actually the mayor of let's say Cincinnati, and that's the secretary of the press saying like, Madam Mayor, tear down this wall because COVID's officially over now. So they don't need this stupid little piece of plastic to keep these germs away anymore because everyone's vaccinated and free. And she's like, what's that? Freedom's returning? And he's like, yeah. Oh, but it's like that game Telephone. So like every time he repeats it, he fucks it up a little bit more. So now gay people can't get married in Cincinnati due to a hilarious misunderstanding with this guy and all about the walls. It sucks, man. Stay out of Cincinnati, folks. It's a dangerous place.
Will do. All right.
Oh, no.
Natasha.
Oh, no.
What is this museum display of?
You've heard of a beached whale?
Yes.
That's a bleached whale. They're still working on it, but they're going to be bleaching that whale and just trying to teach it a lesson. It's alive right now, and they're keeping it alive. There's tubes inside of its body, and they're keeping it alive for the entirety of the bleaching process. It's a sort of a statement about how, nature tried to like teach us a lesson with COVID, but we're like, but we can teach nature a lesson too.
That is incredibly dark. I'm going to go on to the next picture.
That's why we're bleaching it.
All right, Joe, what are they celebrating?
Oh man, wasting their parents' money for a experience out in public. This is like some kind of fire dancing kind of thing right now. I don't think this guy's being brave at all. I don't think he's trying to like signal help of any kind. I think he's just partying. He's just having a good time. And I think he's trying to keep his neighbors up because he's probably burning those flares at an inappropriate time, like 2:30 p.m. or something like that, even though the sun is clearly setting. So let's say 5 p.m. Who knows, man? But yeah, I think he's just a little goofball fucking around, and he's trying to do like a fire dance. Remember like those what were those juggle sticks that kids would always like fucking play? You know how kids would always play with juggle sticks? Yeah, that's what it is. It's just like a fancy version of that. Maybe dance to a little techno music. He has blaring on his iPhone. He's a good kid.
It's a little flare blare.
I like Kirk H in the chat. Flare day. All right, we're going to bring Emily and Sean out of the bubble. Emily, first time back on Blabbermouth in a while. How do you feel about your punchlines?
I don't know. What's sad is I really tried. So it's going to be sad if they don't work out.
All right, remember everybody, if Emily's jokes don't work out, it's not okay. Be real sad about it. But thank you for joining us, Sean. How do you feel about your punchlines?
You can hear the confidence, just tremendous. Feeling great, feeling good.
Glad to hear it. All right. Phil, do you have the setups for Natasha and Joe?
I do. Let's see. So, Joe, you'll be adding punchlines to the following. Number one, my name is The Bachelorette because, ellipses. Number two, I like my sex like I like my Subway sandwiches, ellipses. Number three, Osama bin Laden's son is a painter. Critics are saying, ellipses. And finally, after public outrage, the NYPD secretly fired its robot dog. Without giving too much away, ellipses. So some very New York-centric questions there for you, Joe. How ready are you for those?
Phil, up until this moment, I didn't know my purpose in life, and now I realize I was born for this. Thank you for tossing me what I can only consider an underhand pitch in terms of softball setups. Don't worry, I'm going to make you proud. This is going to be your best birthday ever.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Elon must really like you to give you those.
He does. Oh, yeah. I write for SNL. I didn't tell anyone that, but that's my credit.
Right, Natasha, here are your setups. You'll be adding punchlines to the following. 1, have you heard about the All Birds Challenge? That's where you, ellipses. 2, my family is like Bill and Melinda Gates' marriage. 3. A Pennsylvania man was arrested for breaking into a woman's home and stealing her sex toys. She got suspicious when... ellipses. And 4. Volunteers spent 40 days in a cave with no sunlight or way to tell time, taking precaution, ellipses. How do you feel about those setups, Natasha?
It's great. We got Belinda Gates and Pennsylvania. All kinds of my favorite references are involved. So vacations, caves, volunteers. Can't wait.
Excellent. All right. Well, you guys will have 5 minutes starting right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Great.
Now. Okay. To hopefully you haven't written anything. If you have, throw it away. Start over.
I will.
Now. All right. So while we're doing this, we're going to play Explain This, where I've pulled things off of Emily and Sean's social media, and I will ask them for explanation or elucidation or another E word. All right. So first up, Sean has almost no social media, so I just picked a bunch of responses that I'm going to make him explain to me what happened. Because he's a comedian, he should be interacting with the world. And he has chosen here to interact with somebody whose tweets I'm unable to view because they have limited. So this was April 30th, 2021, 1:42 p.m. At Sean McConnie Mac wrote, "Beautiful. No punctuation, capital B." Tell me the story of this tweet, Sean.
I actually put a lot of thought into this tweet. A friend posted a photo of some bread they had baked, and I sincerely didn't know if I knew them well enough. I know them well that saying beautiful but weird. Like, is a woman like, is she gonna think I'm hitting on her through complimenting her bread when I really just liked the bread? And so I really overthought it. And so I'm glad to have this opportunity to re-examine it now and feel weird about it all over again.
Did you consider and then delete any punctuation?
No, I did consider the punctuation, but putting a period after the beautiful would have felt a little too much. It's like I was going like, beautiful. But I was just trying to say beautiful. Is what I was hoping to convey.
All right, going over to Emily. This is August 12th, 2020. Do you ever put a couch in your room so that your friends can hang out? And then you remember that you don't have friends. And even if you did, you'd be like, please do not come into my room. I need to be alone right now. Is this drawn from reality, Emily, or is this more of a hypothetical?
No, yes, 100%. I put a couch in my room thinking like, oh, this will be like a cool like hangout area. And then I just was like, why would I want somebody in my room? That's weird.
How many people have sat on that couch?
Tony. And I think my roommates have, but I try to take up the whole couch so that nobody can sit down next to me.
You invite them in, sprawl on the couch, and then they awkwardly try to decide whether or not they should sit on the bed.
Yeah, just so they'll leave soon.
A good strategy. All right, Sean. So this one, 9:15 p.m., April 27, 2021, replying to Jim McVeigh, friend of the show who refuses to do Zoom shows, but a very funny man. It was a different time. Take us through that, Sean.
Yeah, that was, I was again being a weirdo and looking at my friend's like comedy sketch from 2 years ago. And I just thought it was delightful. I told him it held up and he said that, but the outfit didn't. And I said, of course not. That was 2019. We all remember the regrettable fashion choices we were making at the time. And so he shouldn't feel bad about that. We've moved on from those days.
Can you describe some of your least favorite 2019 fashion trends?
Oh, yeah, man. You remember when everybody was just like punching themselves in the face and then letting their nose bleed all over their shirt and then just going out like that and stuff? Like, what was that about?
I agree. That was a bit much, and I was embarrassed to say anything.
Yeah, when people were like open their zippers and pull just like one ball out and let it just hang out and then just like think that's cool. I don't think that's cool at all. So, yeah, I'm glad we've all moved on as a culture from those days.
Harvey Milk invented that. Right. At Emily Catalano, people assume I'm a lesbian because I dress like a lesbian, but you can't judge a book by its coveralls. That's just delightful wordplay.
That's good.
I don't really
Thank you. I was channeling my inner Natasha Muse for that one.
I do.
And I'm happy about it.
I do feel like any pun I make, Natasha gets like 60% credit for, as hanging out with her so much has rewired my brain. All right, so Sean, this is a great one. This is 420, 2021, replying at 11:42 p.m. to @cuddly_cupcake. This, capital T, is an attack on my childhood. There's a story behind this one. I can feel it.
It is weird that I capitalize words, the beginnings of words on social media, right? I'm like this weird older millennial where like I came around at just the right time to like weird out anybody just like 2 years, 3 years younger than me. But yes, this was Kirsten Cinema, famous for doing that shit to a $15 minimum wage, was dressed up real ridiculous, wearing a ring that said "fuck off," and somebody put up a picture of Artie, the strongest man in the world, from Pete, saying that they looked like they would be a perfect couple, but I refuse to believe that Artie would betray the working class like that.
Right, excellent. I think we have at least, okay, yeah. This one I do want an explanation for. It's not creepy anymore to watch kids through a window. I don't remember what happened May 14th that would have made that okay, but I am curious what you think.
This little thing called COVID-19 happened, and like family members were like watching, or they would like go over to their like grandkids' house or whatever and like hug through a glass window or something.
Counterpoint, it was still very creepy.
It was creepy, yeah, but acceptable.
Acceptable for sure. Right, and I think we have one more. This is, if I ever lose my U.S. passport, I'm just going to show this video to customs. August 31st, 2020. You were on a surfboard behind some sort of ski boat. Somebody just tossed you a beer. I was sad I couldn't make this a gift before the show. Is this a regular occurrence? Video. A regular occurrence, or is this a one-off?
Probably like every 5 years, I'll get out and do that.
Oh, it's like one of those things where just like George H.W. Bush skydiving, you just check that you can do it every few years.
Are you being
it gets harder. It gets harder and harder, but
are they pulling you, or are you actually surfing the wake?
Surfing the wake.
Oh,
no rope.
No rope.
Fucking that's legendary. Impressive. All right. Let's pull Natasha and Joe out of the bubble. Joe, it's been a while for you. How do you feel about your punchlines?
Oh my God. Red, to say lightning has struck twice, I take it. This has struck thrice at this point. I can't believe all of these great bits, crafted to perfection. You know, it's incredibly sharp. I honestly am nervous about giving them away for free. So I guess we can get into it now, huh?
Well, you can say them and then have an open bidding session for people to buy the punchlines.
Yeah, I accept Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and what is it, Dogecoin, whatever.
Tell you what, we can mint these all as NFTs.
Let's do it, man. Like, hey, whatever the kids are using to buy drugs these days, give me some of that, okay? And I will give you these bits. Okay, because like, what can I say, man? I am a horny truth warrior. Isn't that cool? Like, that's like that really could. I wish we still lived in the era of catchphrase comedy, because let's be real, that's how I'll have to sign off every podcast now. Like when I get to the bottom of everything, is that I'm a horny truth warrior. You know, I'm a horny truth warrior, but you know what? My nickname is the Bachelorette. You know, perhaps Red, I see you're a bit curious. Perhaps you want to know why my nickname is the Bachelor. You're thinking, why do they call me the Bachelor? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because I am loud, I am obnoxious, and I will ruin any social gathering I attend. How about that, man? Fuck yeah, dude. I'm all about that. I'm the Bachelorette, baby.
How do you feel about your punchlines, Natasha?
Well, I feel like I'm like the Masked Singer. You know what I mean? Like, I got a thing over my head, and I came here to keep my identity secret. You know?
All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's play Punched Up. All four comics have written their punchlines to the Blabbermouth's bad writing setups, and now they will go head to head, and you, the audience, will vote for the best jokes.
Yep, and also our writing staff here at Blabbermouth hold comedic catchphrases in very high regard. So to honor the classic catchphrases such as "you might be a redneck" or "hamburger," our staff has given each of you a quarter point of catchphrases of your very own. So we ask the comics to lean in on these and perform them to the fullest after saying their punchlines.
All right, let's get into it. So round one, we have Natasha versus Emily, and we are doing classic joke setups. So Natasha, tell me about this challenge.
I'm excited about this. Have you heard about it? Have you heard about this all birds challenge? That's where you replace keywords in your sentences with bird names. If you crow what I mean. Hey, I dove it.
Is that your catchphrase?
Oh, you got to remember, this is literally my first rodeo.
I kind of I dove it as well. All right. Emily, how'd the doctor visit go?
Oh man, the doctor said I had a bad case of gun control because there's nothing wrong with me and that's my right. And politicians should stay out of my doctor's appointments. I'm here for my birth control. Get your hands off my guns and put them back on my body, doctor. And that one's for Tony.
Elon Musk really got personal with these.
All right. So now the punchline battles will be voted on by you, our live Twitch chat audience. If you're logged in, you can vote now for whichever comic you thought had the better punchline. So you're going to, in this case, put in 1 for Natasha and her, have you heard about the All Birds Challenge? Or 2 for Emily and her, my doctor said I have bad case of gun control. 1 for Natasha, 2 for Emily. Get your votes in now.
I didn't think I would miss this music.
It's so good though.
Yeah.
This
catchy.
This tune is by DJ Real. I forgot to say that at the beginning because I forgot to play the song until too late.
Hey Emily, you can put your gun control book in your bullet journal.
I thought that's how you wrote in a bullet journal.
Gun control?
No, with guns.
Oh. Leaded pencil?
Oh, this is a close one.
Uh-oh.
This not too close.
Right. Yeah.
All right, we need to get one more vote. There we go. Coming down to it. 5 seconds.
No.
4 seconds.
Oh no.
3 seconds. 2 for Emily. 1 for Natasha. And starting off with a tie. Fortunately, wow. Phil loves math, so exciting times.
Never good.
It is exciting.
All right, next up, we've got Sean versus Joe. So, Sean, what do you call your bedroom?
Oh, this is funny you asked that. Because I call my bedroom the tornado because my kink is crying Midwesterners. Yeah, if you are kind, polite, and sad, give me a call. Please forgive me.
That is the most Sean McKenzie catchphrase. All right, Joe, what is your nickname?
Oh my God. This is fucking crazy. I was just talking about this.
You were.
I was just talking about this. This is serendipity. Phil, look at me. You're probably thinking like, oh, The Bachelorette. How could that be? What about Joe Gorman gives the aura of a bachelorette? Well, let me tell you something. I am loud, I am obnoxious, and I will ruin social gatherings. Isn't that crazy? The confidence I have to say the exact same joke back to back in a somewhat different delivery, but still like believe in it. Consistency. All right. That is Juilliard training right there. All right. Every time. And that's what you're going to see when live comedy, should it ever returns. Okay. So to reiterate, my nickname is The Bachelorette. I am loud. I am obnoxious. I ruin social gatherings. And I'm very consistent. And then that's what you get. All right. And don't come to my comedy show if you're a bachelorette. All right. There's only room for one loud, obnoxious, annoying human being. And that's me.
Do you have a catchphrase?
Yeah, dude. I am a horny truth warrior, baby. And you know what? After that honest betrayal on this Zoom Blabbermouth show, I stand by it, man. I am horny and looking for the truth desperately.
Joe already getting votes before the polls even opened.
Just by one person, though. But multiple times, and that means more too.
I'm gonna put your votes in now. 1 for Sean and his "Call My Bedroom the Tornado," or 2 for Joe and his my nickname is the Bachelorette. He did say the joke 3 times, I believe. So
the rule of 3s, baby.
That's it.
Well, yeah. Thanks. Before the show started, thanks for the sub, Big Guy Ruiz. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah. A human being's life hangs in the balance as these votes come in.
Why would that be the case?
I don't know. Maybe somebody might kill themselves if they don't have enough self-worth because of the joke.
Hey, Joe, I missed your punchline. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Emily. Look, I have a nickname. It's a little unconventional.
Yeah.
It is called the Bachelorette. And you're thinking, wait a minute, Joe, you are the epitome of an alpha male. How would a strapping dude like you, 6'4", how would he have that nickname? Well, let me tell you something. There are quite a few parallels between myself and said bachelorettes. All right, we're loud, we're obnoxious, we're gonna ruin your social gathering. So, Emily, I have laid out this path, and so clearly you can see how that nickname, the Bachelorette, is well earned. You know,
Yeah.
Still lost. Well, fuck you, audience. You know what? I'm sorry. I bared my fucking soul. Oh, I like Sean. He wears glasses. That means he's overcoming adversity. And Joe looks like the kind of guy that shoved him in a locker. Well, guess what, dude? I'm still a horny truth warrior. Okay, and you can never take that away from me.
Congrats, Sean, on winning that round.
Yeah. Thank you,
I bet I would have won if I didn't say it ahead of, if I didn't get high and confused beforehand. But
Next up, we have Emily versus Sean. Emily, how do you like your roommates?
I like my roommates like I like my nachos. I love when my nachos split the rent with me. And that one is for Tony.
All right. Sean, what was junior high school like for you?
Junior high school for me actually was like parallel parking. In retrospect, it probably would have been easier if I was sober. Please forgive me.
All right, so now everyone get your votes in. 1 for Emily, and I like my roommates like I like my nachos, or 2 for Sean, and his junior high for me was like parallel parking.
Emily really thought you were gonna go for I like my nachos off of my fucking couch.
Well, actually, I wrote something like that for the first one. I said not in my room. But it seemed repetitive.
Seem repetitive?
Nobody likes repeating jokes here.
Repeating, yeah. People don't like repeating jokes. The Bachelorette, though, that was funny.
Yeah. It's a funny nickname.
That is a funny nickname. Who would ever... It's nuts.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I wonder how you'd get a nickname like that.
I think that's what's happening in the audience, Kirk. People are waiting for another 5-minute answer.
Yeah.
The extreme deviance in answer length is really testing the attention span. All right, coming down to it. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 for Sean, 1 for Emily. And there it is. Emily, congrats. 62.5% of the vote.
Nice.
All right. Last head-to-head match of round 1, Joe versus Natasha. Joe, how do you like your sex?
Oh my God. Oh man. Let me tell you something, man. I like my sex like my Subway sandwiches. Hot, messy, and embarrassing when you see someone enjoying it in public. Huh?
Do you have a catchphrase?
Yeah, dude, I am a horny truth warrior, dude. And I also like sex like I like my Subway sandwiches because people are always disgusted when they find out that's how I lose weight. How about that? You know that Jared Fogle guy? Whatever happened to him? Is he still alive or did he get killed in prison for child pornography charges? And do you think my love of Subway sandwiches is some kind of parallel to that? I certainly hope not. Is Quiznos still open? I'll go there from now on. Now that I think about it, you know what? I like my sandwiches like I like my Quiznos. All right, not associated with a child pornography. All right,
Natasha.
Man.
I wanted to hear Joe denounce pedophilia. A really strong take.
I guess Red Scott had a problem with that.
All right, Natasha, what is your family like?
Oh, it's funny you should ask, Red. My family's a lot like Bill and Melinda Gates' marriage. They don't like each other. There's a man and a woman, and they always forget my birthday. Oh, bummer.
Is your catchphrase "Oh, bummer"?
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Remember, this is literally my first rodeo.
Okay, chat, get your vote in now. 1 for Joe, and is I like my sex like I like my sub sandwiches, or 2 for Natasha, and my family is like Bill and Melinda Gates.
Yeah.
1 or 2.
Oh yeah, look at all these people that are against pedophilia by voting for me. They're like, hey, that guy had a problem with pedophilia. I have no problem with him. Uh-oh, I guess I spoke too soon. I guess I didn't doubt the desire of the dark web trying to make me look bad. Oh well, that's okay.
Evening out.
Oh my God, wait a minute, I'm back. It's not over yet. Maybe for once one election won't be stolen in our lifetime.
I've got the dark web behind me. So
this is the moment where they think Epstein's going to testify and name names.
Hell yeah.
Oh, what if I tie up every time?
This vote will condemn Ghislaine Maxwell if you vote for me. She will never see the light of day again, and the reign of terror is finally over.
Is she okay, do you think?
Heir to the Maxwell coffee fortune?
She's gonna
Probably
die. Not. There's no way she's gonna testify.
She's more like Minwell, like minimum well. Instead of Maxwell. She's Min. M-I-N-Well. Not like Minwell Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
Other noted pedophile.
You think they'll never make a musical about Epstein? To like educate people? He would clearly be the bad guy in the musical, you know. Do they have musicals named after a bad guy? I don't think that's very popular. So
Hamilton
who's
wasn't
the guy
great.
that persecuted Epstein? That's what the musical should be about. Lawyers, the musical. And they're like, okay, what's this about? They're like, oh, we're actually about the litigation team that we're attempting to bring
the music
down.
never runs out by itself, so I'm guessing the voting is over. 50% for both.
Oh, no.
Congrats to Joe and Natasha for getting exactly half of the votes.
I'm a TIE fighter, baby. Watch out. May the force be with you.
Let's just keep it as is. That way everybody wins.
All right. Got more complicated math than normal, but that does bring us to the end of round 1. So we need to know where we stand. Where do we stand, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, my math it's going to get really fucking messy. We'll just be honest. There's halves in it. Who knows if I'm writing this down right.
Let's be honest.
We're going to...
Kids, sit down. Your mom and I got some bad news. Got some messy math coming your way.
It's not good, that's for sure. There's we have Joe, you know, it's been a while, but he came out
literally decimated, decimaled. Sorry.
Joe's got the half a point somehow by denying pedophilia, and then Natasha and Sean are tied at 1, I believe. And then Emily's got a 1.5, which will probably really fuck the whole game over come round 3. So we'll see how it goes.
I like how I tied both times, but my score evened out.
You did your job. That's all.
Thank you so much. 2 wrongs did make it right for me.
Well, at least I took some votes away from Natasha, it seems. So I guess.
Welcome.
All right. We've spent enough time on the New York side of the screen. So let's head over to San Francisco for a round we like to call round 2. Round 2. There we go. It showed up. We're doing monologue jokes this time, starting off with Emily versus Joe. So, Emily, tell me about this event at Kid Rock's bar.
Yeah, a man was arrested at Kid Rock's bar for removing his colostomy bag and swinging it around. But it was all a misunderstanding. The cops thought the man that they were arresting was black. And that one goes out to Tony.
All right, Joe.
Red.
I hear you have something. I still hear you have some facts about a little 2001 happening.
Yeah. I'm a horny truth warrior. And so it pains me to say this, but Osama bin Laden's son is a painter. Huh? Critics are saying, I guess, talent just runs in the family. Huh? But no, I'm just goofing around because I know it's like, here's what critics are really saying. Okay. Critics are saying, how can a man be an artist when his father never actually existed, but was an example of American propaganda further pushing Islamophobia? What? Show us the fucking body. Come on. He never existed. 9/11 was an inside job. He was like this propaganda of like a scary brown man to make us all fucking give up our freedom. And then he mysteriously was buried at sea. Are you kidding me? We never killed him. He never existed. So his son, that's not Osama bin Laden's son. That's what the critics are saying. It's an imposter. There was never an Osama bin Laden. Yeah. What's next? Mickey Mouse's kid is a lawyer trying to lock up Ghislaine Maxwell. Also, that's actually a great musical right there. Can you believe that fucking callback I did? That's your late night joke right there.
All right, now everyone gets to vote. One for Emily. And her man was arrested at Kid Rock bar.
Everyone that doesn't vote for me believes that 9/11 wasn't an inside job, and that those poor soldiers and those poor firemen that ran into there died for nothing. Just American greed.
So they believe it was an outside job?
I went there, man. There's no way those fucking jet beams. Like, I love, like, as I say this, like my vote goes down. I'm swaying the internet. We're gonna find out for once and for all if loose change is valid, and it all comes down to my blabbermouth. What if I somehow still win, even though I'm clearly coming in last? Wouldn't that be crazy if that happened?
That would be an inside job.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be nuts if Joe just stole an election, even though he didn't have all the votes? Huh? Wouldn't that just be something else, folks? Folks, come on. Oops. I hate that man. He thinks 9/11 was an inside job and that pedophilia is bad.
You do have the facial hair of a man who does believe those things.
No, I'm trying to like reappropriate it as like a guy that doesn't like those things. It was like, okay, well, I trust him. He's got a noble mustache, like the one Tom Selleck or Super Mario had.
All right, 5 seconds, 4 seconds.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sweep it now.
3 seconds.
They hate me.
It's a close one. Get your votes in. 2 for Joe, 1 for Emily.
He's too much of a horny truth warrior, it seems.
Hey, there's the catchphrase.
Yeah, he got it in just before the end of the vote. I was curious about that. Just under the wire. Horny truth warrior, 1 down when it comes to punchlines. God Eats Bagel says, all I see is a dude with a mustache who will not stop talking about pedophilia. That's a great point, God Eats Bagels.
Well, just wait. Yeah, first they try to silence you. It's like, well, look at those comics that never talked about. Look at Chris D'Elia, who never said he wanted to, never mentioned fucking kids, and that guy had sex with kids. So why don't you lay off me, man? I'm the noble guy trying to bring attention to this kind of stuff, man. I am nothing short of a hero. I could honestly be like costing my comedy career by doing this, but damn it, it's Blabbermouth, and the truth must come out, even if it means I won't get the number 1 spot.
All right, Sean versus Natasha.
Delay off him.
So, Sean, what was the story about an elderly couple in the military?
Yeah, actually, very interesting story. An elderly couple used military Morse code to escape a Tennessee assisted living facility, which explains why I haven't heard from my grandparents in a while. We put them in a terrible home. Please forgive me.
You have a catchphrase?
Yeah, it was please forgive me. I put it in the joke.
Wow.
All right, Natasha. Just felt so natural.
Yeah. A Pennsylvania man was arrested for breaking into a woman's home and stealing her sex toys. It's true. She got suspicious when she noticed her horny neighbor had a spring in his step and a hum in his pants.
Why did that sound so wholesome?
That was like a bedtime story.
Also, all of her sex toys were gone. Remember, this is literally my first rodeo.
All right, everyone. So now get your chat there in the chat. Get your votes in. 1 for Sean and his elderly couple using military Morse code to get out of the shitty house, and then 2 for Natasha about a man breaking in and
get out of the shitty house. Go see your grandmother. Where is she? At the shitty house.
That was the name of it. That's probably should have been the first sign.
You know, the president is in the White House. Well, your grandparents are in the shitty house.
Wow, are you guys really going to just vote all for Natasha and break her tie streak? Obviously, you should vote for me to continue her tie streak.
That's a great point.
Get it together.
There you go.
Yeah. Things are really swinging your way.
The 2 hosts and the game itself have now voted for me, which would already happen in a blowout because there's a couple sweetie pies hosting this.
It's coming around. All right, here comes 5 seconds. 4 seconds, 3 seconds.
1 vote makes it a tie.
2 seconds, and that's a tie. Sean and Natasha, 50%.
Natasha voted against her.
Exactly.
To make it happen.
I hate all of you.
I'm just gonna imagine Phil at night, just like waking up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. 0.5, like just.
You should see all the scribbles I have on the paper. It's crazy.
Just like 1/2. Ah.
A whole decimal point.
All right. So next up, we've got Joe versus Sean. So Joe,
finally, it's over.
Tell me about this robot dog.
Dude, I am shocked to the core hearing about this. So, as you know, #1 villains in America, the New York Police Department, there was public outrage, all right, when these monsters, these pigs known as the NYPD, secretly fired its robot dog. You know, all right? Now, without giving too much away, it was sold to a computer farm upstate where he'll have lots of terabytes to consume and was in absolutely no way just thrown into a dumpster behind the precinct. That's what's going on. It's all dogs are recycled and go to heaven.
All right. Let's go to Sean. Sean, tell me about this Guinness record.
Yeah, apparently some Colombian farmers broke a Guinness record with a 9.36 pound mango. That still doesn't explain why these Colombian doctors are calling my baby a mango. Please give me back my mango. Please forgive me.
All right, now get your votes in. 1 for Joe and his public outrage of the NYPD's robot dog being fired, or 2 for Sean and his Colombian farmers stealing his baby.
Can that mango
go ahead and don't vote for me and essentially say Blue Lives Matter. That's what you're saying if you don't vote for Joe Gorman. Voting for Joe Gorman says we want to hold police accountable for their atrocious actions and we want to decriminalize killing police officers. So vote for Joe Gorman.
It is also a vote for Joe is a vote for that and for pedophilia. Both of those things.
Anti-pedophilia, killing pedophiles, killing police officers, and let's be real, I'm sure that Venn diagram is overlapped. I'm sure there's like a big pedophilia police, Blue Lives Matter. They're like, oh, I super hate this guy. Good, I don't want him to subscribe to my OnlyFans. All right, this is for pedophilia police officers.
Which of yours is Wedhead the mom of?
That's my mom.
An awkward sentence construction, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
My mom.
I'm very competitive and I want to win, but more than anything, I want the vote of the moms.
Well, in this case, you have nothing to be afraid of.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm coming to steal Natasha's ties title.
Damn it.
Her title.
Don't forget, if you are in the chat, if you're a subscriber, your vote is worth 3 times more than non-subscribers.
Oh, that's a good point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It makes it very easy to break ties like this one. We've only got 5 seconds.
Nice work, Natasha.
4 seconds. 3 seconds.
Let us know
2
you hate
seconds.
cops, people. People love cops.
And
Emily came through.
Damn, dude, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh my gosh. You see Natasha voting for a tie, even though it's losing the tie title. She just loves the game.
I know you're not aware of this, Sean, but for a second there, you literally freezed frame with your fist in the air as if you were an 80s end credit. It was incredible. Joe and Sean, 50-50. Real competitive match today.
Wow.
All right.
Do people want to be entertained or do they want to be awakened? You know, I guess that's what it really comes down to with the voting.
All right, this is the last head-to-head match. So this is Emily versus Natasha, starting off with Emily. Tell me about these cicadas, Emily.
Yeah, trillions of cicadas are about to emerge after 17 years underground. And if everything goes well, they will immediately return to the ground. And that one's for Tony.
Right, Natasha. You were talking about some volunteer project?
Yeah, these volunteers spent 40 days in a cave with no sunlight or way to tell time. Taking precaution, they all committed suicide first. Remember, this is literally my first rodeo.
All right, now get your votes in chat. This is the last head-to-head matchup of round 2. You get a vote 1 for Emily and her trillions of cicadas, or 2 for Natasha and her 40 days of volunteering. Something like that. 1 for Emily, 2 for Natasha. Get your votes in.
Nobody voting for the first rodeo? Listen, Elon really got you the plug. Get it because he makes electric cars. With that first rodeo.
What happened?
The first rodeo, the
Musk
catchphrase, it's great. Elon, our head writer. With the plug, he makes
it's
electric
nice
cars.
that he had time to do that and be on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And have
you'd be too busy.
And have like 19 children.
Does he have 19 children?
He had 5 when I checked 5 years ago. I don't know what's been happening since then. There was a new one that was named
Musk.
Wingdings or something. I didn't follow
I
that.
thought that was his first baby.
With that woman.
Ah. So it's a half baby? Half sister?
I know. I think it's a full baby. I think it's
mango, half baby.
It's a full baby.
It's a tie. It's a tie, right? The baby tie.
And the moms are making the tie happen.
All right, coming down to it. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. 2 for Natasha, 1 for Emily.
Oh.
Shit.
All right.
Sorry.
Couldn't get entirely ties because Emily just wanted it too much. 55.6% Emily got that one done. Well done. Well done. All right, so this should be easy. These aren't big numbers, so we should just get end of round 2 standings. Where do we stand, Phil?
Who the fuck knows, Red? There's no way to tell at this point. It's just a fucking crapshoot of what's on my paper. I think Joe's in last place still. Fairly certain Natasha's close with 1.5 points. Sean, I believe, has 2, and Emily has 3.5. I don't know if the math works out there. There should be 8 points total somehow. So you figured out, Red.
I wasn't listening. All right, now it's time for a round we like to call
Joe's one-man monologue round.
Nope, it's just the final round, like it is every week. The final round.
It should be that.
Just sticking with that. So for the last round, which is 3 points, we're going to have each comic write a response to the prompt. They will all read them in order of least amount of points to most amount of points, an order which Phil has previously established and has correct. And then the winner of that one gets a whole bunch of points. We're going to see who wins the game. So our prompt for this show is... What is Melinda Gates' new hobby? Bill Gates and Melinda Gates have separated, which means they both have a lot of time on their hands. What is Melinda Gates' new hobby? You have 2 minutes to write your response to this prompt. Oh, I always forget it's the bassy version.
Yeah. This is the club version.
Yeah. By the way, if you have not followed us, you should follow us. If you're already followed, we would love a sub from you. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you get 1 free sub per month. That sub could be us. We would appreciate that. If you can't do any of the above, we would love if you would tell somebody about the show. If you want to give us pogs, that's weird. That's a weird choice, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. The Bubba Master. We've got shows on Monday and Wednesday. We're trying to figure out what to do with the poker game. I don't know if people feel like that's something that should be happening on another day. Let us know in the chat. Oh, wow. I see. We should sell pogs, Phil.
Yeah, you should make them. You're in New York.
There you go. Get your own Blabbermouth apparel. Let's see if there are pogs we can sell at teespring.com/stores/Blabbermouth. You can get your very own Blabbermouth apparel.
Yep, and don't forget, if you don't want to subscribe or whatever, there's a donate button down below. You can donate through PayPal if you want to give some money there. That would be great. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah, you mentioned it. Yeah, if you want to buy merch, there's t-shirts, sweatshirts. You can get something for giving us something. So that would be great too.
Pogs are back. Are you the Bubba Master? Are you genuinely into pogs? Are you a pog man? That sounds like it means something that I don't think it does. All right. Now that is over, we are going to read the response to what is Melinda Gates' new hobby from least amount of points to most amount of points. So, Phil, who do we start with?
Yep. So we're going to start with the main man, Joe. Joe,
yeah, man.
Can you let me know what is Melinda Gates' new hobby?
Man, well, first up, it's getting an iTunes subscription now. The curfew's finally over, so she's in. And aside from that, it's also seducing McKenzie Scott to be the most richest, powerful lesbian couple to ever exist.
Do you have a catchphrase?
Nice. No.
Yeah, man, dude. I'm a fucking horny truth teller. What the fuck was I supposed to say? I speak truth to power. I'm fucking horny. Yeah, I'm a horny truth warrior. There we go. I forgot what I had tattooed on my upper thigh for a hot minute. But yeah, there it is. My standard Urkel-like catchphrase in terms of consistency. Yeah.
All right. So now we'll turn to Natasha. Natasha, can you let me know what's Melinda Gates' new hobby?
It's learning how to use GarageBand to write parody songs about her ex-husband.
Have you gotten any insight onto that track list?
So far, she's got a Gates Myself for Loving You. The gate, like take a loan off Billy, take a loan on me, take a loan on Billy. Get the gates right off me.
Excellent.
She's still learning, so yeah. I don't know. You're just drafting things out. I mean, sorry.
It's early.
Sorry if this isn't great. You got to remember, this is literally my first rodeo.
All right. So Sean, let me know what is Melinda Gates' new hobby?
Scrapbooking. She loves it. Please forgive me.
All right, then we head to the leader of the game so far. Emily, can you let me know what's Melinda Gates' new hobby?
Yeah, I was actually talking to her, and she was telling me about she wanted to start maybe doing stand-up comedy, and she has a whole plan for it. She said she's going to start in a smaller city like Seattle or San Francisco. And then, after a few years, after she stops getting booked and stuff, she's going to try to move to New York City and make it, try to make it out there. But then she'll probably quit and move back to or she's Hollister or something. I don't know. But, but yeah, that's what she's going to do. And that one goes out to Sean McKenzie.
All right, so now, chat, you're going to decide the winner of this game. The winner gets 3 points, and we're going to go from left to right, not as they performed it. So number 1 for Emily, number 2 for Sean, number 3 for Natasha, or 4 for Joe. Get your votes in now. This will determine the winner of the game for sure. If my math holds up.
Oh man, we got a landslide for Sean.
Whoa, Sean, scrapbooking.
People love scrapbooking.
Yeah.
It's just collage, but personal. It's really delightful.
What was your favorite scrapbooking project, Sean?
My favorite scrapbooking project, that's I've actually put together a list of names of everybody that's wronged me in comedy. And then I made a little book. It's just kind of like, their habits, their schedule, their fears, that kind of thing. And then a little box that I'm going to make a check mark in at some point on each
Oh, that's
entry.
nice.
Yeah.
So you can feel productive.
Yeah, whenever I've, exacted my vengeance.
I feel like you were more embarrassed by saying exacted my vengeance than you have been by anything else you've said in your life.
I'm a real modest serial killer,
You're gonna kill them?
No, what? Of course not.
No, it's just scrapbooking.
Is vengeance always killing? Can you get vengeance without killing?
I mean, I think the best vengeance is where somebody has to live with it, right?
I thought that was the best revenge. That's if you do it again.
No, that's actually a dish served cold.
That was living well.
Oh.
What do you?
Yeah, that's right.
You can't live well with cold dishes. What are you talking about?
I guess if it's a hot day, some pasta salad or something.
Yeah, when it's a hot day and you're like, I could just use some cold pizza. Like you're just eating cold pizza because it's so hot.
Yeah.
That normal thing people do.
Yeah. The grease kind of cools you down.
Ah, so refreshing.
Yeah.
All right, we are coming down to it. Get your votes in. Not sure we're gonna be able to get Natasha her tie. 5 seconds.
No, I have a tie. What are you talking about? Natasha and Joe.
4 for Joe, 3 for Natasha, 2 for Sean, 1 for Emily. And that is it. Sean with 54.5%. That's right, a half. The most dreaded numeral that anybody can see. Sean
We did it.
has won the final round. All right. So now we need to figure out, after all of that, after everything's said and done, when everything is final, where do we stand? Where do we stand, Phil?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, to be honest, but I think our winner and Blabbermouth of the night is Sean McKenzie.
Ah, congrats, Sean.
Yeah, 5 points. Pulled it out with the last win there.
Well done.
If you could not use that specific language in reference to me, I've got some things I'm notorious for.
All right, Sean, where can people
I pulled it out?
Where can people find you and your work online?
You can find me at Sean McConaughey Mac on Twitter.
He'll reply to stuff.
I believe that you can spell it. And if you can't spell it right on the first time, then we weren't supposed to be Twitter buddies. But yeah, catch me at a show some point. I'm fully vaccinated tomorrow, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, congrats.
Sex.
All right, Emily, where can people find you online?
EmilyComedy.com. I have some pictures, sexy pics. Check it out.
All right, not really what we're selling here, but sure. Whatever you want. Natasha, weird you chose that URL. Natasha, where can people find you and your work online?
You can find me online tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'll be online in the hospital to get my second vaccination.
Yay.
There's a short line for that. And I'll be online when I go to the grocery store. I usually have to wait in line for that.
Anywhere else? Maybe where they can find you
I'm
doing
on
comedy?
Twitter. If you think that was funny, you can follow me on Twitter. That's just like a litmus test. That for him, it's spelling. It's for me. You can go on my Twitter. I have sexy pictures of Emily up there, so that's good. A lot of baseball cap pics. So overall, call back to the beginning of the. No, coverall? Whatever.
Coverall.
Anyways, I also run a weekly show called Nightlife on Mars. I moved to Thursdays now. Thursdays at 7 Pacific Dick Time. I forget what the D stands for. PDT. Called Nightlife on Mars. I run with Red and a third person. And it's a very funny show. It's like this, but different. Very different. It's not like this at all.
Thank you so much, Natasha. Joe,
thanks for having me.
Where can we find you and your work?
Oh man, in the streets of New York, baby, just living my best life. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Joe W. Gorman. I also have a podcast. It's called The Loud Boys. It's the best podcast in New York City. Please subscribe to that and support me on Patreon, because we have a Patreon for that. And if it gets enough money, I'll be able to quit my job and just do drugs and stand-up comedy. And isn't that the real dream, folks? Support me on Patreon. Let's overthrow this fucking government. Come on, man. I want you to be my boss, audience. I don't want to answer to my boss in this HR department. Let's be real. But so give me money on Patreon and I will give you good comedy. And you can watch me on drugs.
All right, that has been Blabbermouth. Do we have somebody we're going to raid, Phil?
Yeah, I think it looks like we're going to raid Max City. He's got way more followers than us, but he's a good dude and deserves it. So we'll send him over there. I think he's playing Scribble with some people over there, so I'll send them that way.
All right, cool. Thank you, everybody, for coming to witness this, to watch the show. I guess that's what that's called. It's you're not witnessing unless it's a crime or a religious event. Maybe it's the latter. That'd be nice. But thank you for checking us out here. We'll be here. We'll be back here on Wednesday, Monday, and Wednesday. Tell somebody about the show. Please come back. We'd love to have you here in the audience again. Thank you one more time to Joe Gorman, Natasha Muse, Emily Catalano, and congrats to Sean McKenzie on being the Blabbermouth of the day. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. I'm Phil, and we'll send you over to Max. You can check him out. And also, remember, Monday, Wednesdays, we'll figure out Fridays. Poker, we'll figure out where that goes. Yeah, I mean, I've been joined the Discord. You can send us some messages in there as well. Yeah. All down below at the bottom. All right. We're going to rate him. Here we go.